afternoon, Nifties. Welcome to Knits with Nicole. I am Nicole, and we are a crafting community. So grab your work in progress, also known as a whip, and let's get started on our 10-minute star blanket. No, our 10-minute crafting break. I am working on my 6-day star blanket, which is probably why I said that. I am drinking the leftover of my pour over coffee. I usually only drink 1 cup of coffee a day, so that's how you know it's leftover. But it's from this morning and it's still delicious. I've been traveling, as you know, and sometimes I don't get my coffee. I think because I'm like, oh, I shouldn't buy a whole thing of cream just if I'm there for just a few days. But then I go without coffee and I'm miserable, or I get some subpar coffee from wherever. And you know what? I should just bring it. Like, why am I not worth it? I think that's something I kind of struggle with. Like, I'm worth it, you know? I'm worth that $1 or $2 it costs to buy cream. And, and I can bring my own coffee. And I actually, when I was up at my dad's house, I had left like a pour over coffee thing. Kopi, because I'm thinking about Korean. Kopi. Anyway, so I deserve that, and I should have just treated myself, but instead I was miserable. Which also is, a common pattern in my life. At any rate, I did one day I actually got coffee eventually almost every day, and one day I thought, okay, I'm gonna buy this instant coffee from the Starbucks brand, but it was not good. There was some kind of chemical in it, and I could just taste it. It was literally the only thing I could taste, and so I gave it away. But let me tell you, for that same amount of that it cost me, because it was a little bit expensive, I could have bought the creamer that I really like, and I could have also thrown it away at the end or given it away. Probably not given it away because it was already open, but I could have thrown it away, which is essentially what happened with that decaf coffee. Because I mean, I did give it to, I actually ended up giving it to my cousin, but I don't have it anymore. And I didn't enjoy it, and so I could have at least bought something that I enjoyed. At any rate, something I did enjoy is my new manicure. I actually got a mani-pedi yesterday. And if you've been with me since June, which now we're almost at 6 months, Nifties, it's quite a long time that we've spent together. And you know that I often do not have painted nails because I do a lot with my hands. And even, I'm looking at my beautiful nails, and I don't get gel because I feel like it damages my nails. I'm not sure how everyone else if they agree. And some people like it because they like to have polish on their nails and it really lasts. But I don't like it. I feel like it softens my nails, and I feel like they're not as useful, and I like to use my nails. And so, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I should be in the spot to do my 3 together. I made a new paper because, and then I wrote my pattern here. Oh, I am in the spot. Oh, Nifties. Okay, I have to tell you that I started this, and you can tell because I have a bunch. Well, actually, I'm caught up now, but I had a bunch of extra yarn because I had to frog whatever I was working on, because I had forgotten that she has this stitch in the middle where you knit 3 together. I can't remember what she calls it, but it's the same stitch that we did for decreases on the hexagon cardigan. Anyway, and it goes in the middle of your little of the valley. It goes in the valley. It goes right in the valley. It's supposed to line up right on top, and mine's a little crooked, but that's more to do with this. But it's turning out right. And in fact, look, see, it's right here on top of this, which is perfect. Yeah, it goes in your little valley. Oh, look here. Ah, it's all coming together. At any rate, so I have to tell you that Betty McKnit, you know, she has those videos. So she does one video for the setup rounds, which are these here in the middle. And then I wonder if this is wrong because it like ruffles up a little bit. Anyway, and then she has videos for the other rounds, but she also publishes a pattern. So then I've kind of been following the pattern and I've been doing okay, I think. But when you, I had forgotten, like I read the pattern, but I was like, oh, I got this. Because she said at one point, you'll totally get the pattern eventually and you won't need to refer to it so much. And I was like, oh, yeah, I got this now. But I didn't have it. I didn't have it. And for some reason, I had too many stitches and something was going wrong. So then I had to frog the whole row. And I watched the video again. And sure enough, there it was, like so perfectly. She set you up like just the way you needed to be. She got me back on track, even though she's not live. But her videos are just so good. So I hope that if you are inspired to do the 6-day star blanket, that you watch her videos on YouTube. So yesterday I went and got a mani-pedi, and I told you I don't always do it. And I used to go to this really amazing place called Unique Nails, and I think it closed because I tried to look for it because it was like owned by this lady and her husband, and she was younger. They were maybe, I mean, not younger, but they were maybe like early 30s, late 20s, early 30s. And then, but she had such, like, her designs were so good. She was such an artist. And so if you would go, you could get these like really intricate designs. She would like paint each nail. They were really, really, really good. And so part of the fun was going there, and she used old CD cases, and then she would glue the nails like samples, and so you could like flip through them and make that clicky sound like you were back at the record store, like click, 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 click. Anyway, I love that. And then and she used to have them in like old CD cases, so it would be like click, 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 click. Anyway, and you could pick your design, but now I couldn't find it. I haven't been in over a year. I haven't been in over a year, and she had her sister working there, I remember, and her husband would come sometimes, and she would bring her kids. They were so sweet, and I used to go actually. I used to go with my mom, and sometimes my dad would go and get his nails cut, but you know, I used to go with my mom, and so, and we make quite a memorable like looking family because they're both so American, like German American looking, and I'm so like Korean looking, so we stick out. But when my mom passed away, they were like, "Where's your mom?" And I said, "Oh, she passed away." And it took me even a long time to go after that because I remember like how, you know, sad I was, and I knew they would ask for my mom, and they did, and then they totally cried with me, and it was so sweet. They're just such a nice family, and I don't know why I didn't like keep up with them, but I didn't. And now they're gone. But I Tina was the girl, and her sister, what was her sister's name? Anyway, so I miss them, and but now I had to get a new salon, so I looked for a place that was near my new place, and there's one, and I could actually walk to it. In fact, the directions were like, maybe you should walk instead of drive. But I drove because I didn't want to mess up my pedicure. But now, and I didn't know exactly where it was. I had an idea, but I didn't know exactly where it was, and I'm not good at directions. So I drove, but next time I'm gonna walk because it actually would have been faster just to walk because it's like across the street, like kind of diagonally, but it is across the street. So I'm gonna do that. At any rate, I this lady that helped me, I didn't even ask her name. Like, I'm so bad. But she I got a mani-pedi, and then so usually like one lady will do your manicure and the other lady will do your pedicure. And the lady who did my manicure, she was the owner of the shop, and I had called ahead of time to see if there was a wait, but I was like, "Oh, can I come in and get a pedicure?" And she was like, "Yes, come in." And then I was like, "Is there a wait?" And she said, "Yes, there's a wait." And then I was like, "Okay, well, how long is the wait?" And then she was like, "Come now." And then I was like, "Well, what time?" And she's like, now. And I was like, okay. So then I went in and there was no wait. I kind of thought that, I don't know. I thought there was a misunderstanding. So that's why I went anyway. But she was very nice and she was like, are you the one that called? I'm like, yeah, that's me. Because I literally live right across the street. And then anyway, but then the lady, the lady who did my manicure, because I only get just cut and then she trims the cuticles and puts a color on for me. And that's actually pretty fast because, the thing that takes a long time is if you get gel or if you get like a design or something. And then there was another lady that came in that was like, clearly a very fancy lady with her Louis Vuitton purse and stuff like that. And she got gel on her hands and nails. And she must have her hands and her feet. And she must go in often because they knew her. And then my lady was like, hey, I think they were, no, I'm sure they were Vietnamese. And so she told the other lady, and I don't understand Vietnamese, but I understood what was going on. And she told the other lady, like, oh, I'm almost done here. Like, I'm sorry for the wait. Anyway, and she kept talking to her, like, choose a color. And they kept bringing her books and stuff like that. And they bring you a drink, which is nice. And then you can have like some kind of wine or something, but you can also have lemonade. And the lemonade, they put like a little lemon in it. It was cute. So another client got that, but I had Vietnamese coffee, which was my coffee for the day, and it was not fancy, but it was good. And I drank it all because normally, if I don't like it, I won't drink it. So I did drink it all, so it was good. At any rate, when I was there, this is something interesting. Let me see. Where are we at? Oh my gosh, I didn't set a timer. Oh, we're already done. Okay, let me tell you the two stories really quick. So while we were there, someone called in and they were like, and you could hear them on the phone. She said, I only have one hand, 5 fingers. Can I get my manicure for half off? And then, so she called, the store owner is the one that answers the phone, but her English was not like strong enough to answer that question, right? So then she passes the phone to another lady who her English must be stronger. And so that lady is like, what? And then so the lady says it again, the caller says it again. And then so she's like, oh, I have to go ask the manager. So she goes and asks the manager. And then, it's like such an interesting question because I mean, yes, it is half of a manicure, but at the same time, like you still have to use a bunch of products. I don't know. But it is kind of half the products. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel. So then eventually the owner offers her like a discounted price, like $10 off. But I guess the lady didn't like that. And then so she's like, oh, okay, I'm just calling around. So that was interesting. And then as I was almost done, so a girl walks, not a girl, she's also a lady. She was probably, in fact, she told us she was 28. Anyway, she walks in, but she looks young. And she's like, I need a fill. And then they're there and they're nice to her. Like the lady who was doing my pedicure went with her because she was done. She painted my nails and then she was done. And then they needed to dry, of course. So that's why I'm hearing, wait, guys, did I mess up? I feel like I messed up because I'm on the wrong one. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it just looks a little off center. Okay, should I do it? So it's supposed to be 2. I'm supposed to put it right here. But to me, it's clearly off center. Okay, I'm going to line it up because my heart is telling me line it up. I'm going to line it up and see where I end up over there. Okay, but I want it to be lined up. Anyway, so then this girl or this lady was like, what? You get a free drink? You can even have alcohol? And then the nail tech was like, let me see your ID. Because she was so excited about having free alcohol. I think it like made the nail tech like nervous. So Yeah, so she does, she passes the nail, she passes the age, and she's like, oh my gosh, you guys are so nice here. And I can't believe you get a free drink. And then she said, I'm from Alabama. I'm from Alabama and I'm visiting here. And sorry, I did the other stitch. I'm visiting here and I'm visiting my brother for Thanksgiving. Like, and and then she was like, how was your Thanksgiving? And then the nail tech said, not good. And then, which is good, right? I mean, she said that. And then the visitor, the Alabama girl, was like, well, why not? And then the nails tech said, oh, my family is far in Vietnam. And that's fair. And then the nail tech, which was good because I feel like, wow, she really said a lot of English because I thought her English was more limited. And then the other girl was like, well, how long have you lived here? And then the nail tech she just couldn't understand. So she said, Santa Ana, which is probably the city that she lives in. And then the other girl was like, no, how long have you lived here? And you know what? Like, bless her heart. She kept going. And eventually they had like a whole conversation. And like, it wasn't perfect, but it's like me. As soon as I realize they won't like kind of understand, I don't ask any more questions. I just sit there quietly and, I realize she's such a sweet lady and I just let her be. But then I wonder, like, is this girl's approach like the better way to be? I don't know. Like, I get frustrated and then I just quit. But this girl, she just kept going. And it was so sweet. I found out that she told us all this. She said that she was half Filipina, half white, which was interesting because, we live in a very like Asian area. So that was fun. And then I get up to leave. She comes and she puts my shoes on, which is really kind because of course you don't want to mess up your pedicure when you put your shoes on. And then I go to pay and she gives me this gift. Isn't it cute? And then so I was like, in my mind, I was making fun of this girl for like, getting free drinks and getting so excited. But I was super excited about my little gift. And so here's my gift. I just wanted to show you. And look, it's like it's a full size. So I thought it was really sweet. Okay, I'm going to like smell it. Oh, brand new because it still has the thing on. Oh, it smells pretty good. Cherry blossom. Oh, okay. And then I always have dry skin, so that's good. Okay, let me see. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's just like the one that they use. You can like feel it. It's like the one that they use during your pedicure. Very sweet. So I don't know. I haven't been to a place where they give you a free gift. So I like that. At any rate, Nifties, we have been talking just too long because I gave you too much tea from the pedicure. But I also wanted to share with you really quick before we go that I am going to, I'm participating in a Gen X book club, and we are reading A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Engle. And I'm so excited. I know I've read this book before, but I actually can't remember any of it. I did watch the movie. I think it had Oprah, or Oprah produced it. I watched the movie, so that's good. And oh, look, it's a quintet. I didn't know that either. Look, it says winner of the 1963 Newbery Medal. Okay, so I'm a fast reader, and the text is big, so I'm hoping to finish it. The book club is on Tuesday, and today is Sunday. I've been busy, and I don't know. I guess I kind of lost track of the time, which is very me, as you can tell. But I'm gonna read it, and I'm super excited. And I will keep you updated, and maybe I will be able to link the the video of our book club episode, and I think I might be appearing on camera, so that's something that you might want to look forward to. At any rate, Nifties, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate you. Oh, okay. You know what? I feel like it might turn out I'm supposed to do 3, right? It's supposed to be the third one. Okay, I'm going to skip one right here. Yeah, I think this is the best place to skip. Okay, because you're supposed to only skip 2. But I'm going to skip 3 because I feel like the V is going to compensate. Okay, and just so you know, Betty McKnit says, don't fake the, like, don't fake it. Don't like go back and fix it. But I don't know where the mistake is. And I feel like it kind of looks like nobody will notice. It's 3. It's not too big of a gap. Yeah, I literally think no one will notice. Yeah, we'll see. And so if you would like to see I'm about halfway through. So I might try to post like a picture of it. Like I'll finish this round and post a picture. And then I'm going to move on to yellow, guys. It's going to look so cute, I think. I don't know. Is the yellow too bright? It's so funny because every time I think, oh, the next color is too bright. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. At any rate, thank you so much, Nifties. And I hope that you will that you have a little bit of peace, you know, knitting in or crafting in community with other Nifties, and that you can will like and share the video, and you know, definitely comment like what you're working on. I think we actually might have a new Nifty that is going to like post her things. So, you know, I love to see like your progress. I love to see how everything's going. So if you can, please do so, and I will see you tomorrow.